All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're shy a few members, but we have quorum, so we'll go ahead and just get started here. A couple minutes past 12, but yeah, welcome to the Madison County.
Anderson County.
Madison County Parks and Recreation Board meeting today, October 2nd. Yeah, call that to order. We'll start with roll call.
Nancy Anderson, Tom Bannon, Rob Wolfgang. Here. Vice President Rachel Christensen.
Here.
President Ben Orcutt.
Present. All right, we have our agenda in front of us here. Entertain a motion to approve this agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, all those in favor of this agenda, say aye. Aye. None opposed? All right, we have an agenda. Minutes from September 4.
We're going to hold on that until next week.
Okay. Okay, no problem. We'll move past that. And yeah, into old business here. Branding update, a few little details.
Sure. So just a quick update on the branding initiative. We have been meeting and talking with Carrie Ann. Some initial concepts to share with you for your.
Honey, I don't think your microphone's on. I can't hear.
It is on.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Just have some initial information for you guys to look at. I'll be sending that out later today. And then the intent is to have a presentation from Carrie Ann at the next meeting, assuming that everything continues to go well. So,
Cool.
Posted.
Great. Yeah.
Any questions on that for me?
I know. I mean, obviously, one of the pertinent things is getting the website launched so we can be more up to date with everybody.
Will be a little bit more involved than what we were hoping because of collaborating with the county's website. So I actually had a conversation with her yesterday about that. We'll have to make a decision about a couple different things, but I don't have that information yet. So it'll probably be at the next meeting we have to make a decision of how we want to move forward with it. So,
Okay. Well, as long as we're moving, as long as the progress is happening.
So we can get the current launch site updated. It's just that as far as actually building out what we want will require a little different approach than what we use in the counties.
Honey, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. I really can't hear you.
Sorry. To make it a little more user-friendly and interactive, we will have to do a little bit more in-depth effort. So we'll have more information for you on that here in the coming weeks.
Cool. Cool. White River Greenway Project update.
Sure. So we are moving forward with the 2 anchor parks. We got the executed right of entry for DNR to access the west site. And I believe they're going to be out doing the geotech and archaeological investigations next week. Working on advancing the design plans on that site. Have a meeting about that tomorrow to see where we're at with the intent of submitting permits end of next week. So we're on track there for starting actual work in the spring. On the east site, we had a meeting this week to begin conceptual layout of the site and work through some of the details working around the areas of cultural significance and areas of wetland, assumed wetlands.
There's a utility easement, right?
And there's also, there's two electrical transmission easements through there. There's actually 2 sets of transmission mains there. And then also back in the far north side of that, what I call the chimney area of that parcel is a forested conservation easement through IDNR. So there's different encumbrances to work through, but not in a bad way. The forested easement, for example, actually helps with the pursuit of funding through DNR because it's already protected from. So working to incorporate those into the overall layout. Again, the concept there is natural setting, preservation, accessing nature in a safe and enjoyable manner. So, yeah. Any questions on that for me?
Yeah, so we'll all be excited to see design drawings as they get developed.
As will I, yes.
Yeah. So that's good. All right. Yeah. Thriving communities.
Rachel, would you like to update about thriving communities?
Sure. We had a workshop last week, which already feels like a month ago.
It does.
It was really good. We had our consultants come in from out of state, and they led us through a really good workshop. I think we had just really good leadership at the table. Had a couple of different activities that they kind of walked us through to help us kind of look at that bigger vision, and will help with that capacity building document that we're supposed to be putting together for this. So I was really pleased with the way it all shook out. So I don't know.
I think the thing that stuck out to me about that meeting is that we had some participation from groups that we traditionally don't have. The schools, for example, had a representative there, and it was nice to kind of have that conversation about how we can have the collaboration with the school districts through like the running clubs and the student volunteering requirements that are now part of the new diploma requirements, different things like that. So.
I think we generally had a good, like, when I was at Pendleton, we worked really well with the schools. We had a good Safe Routes to School project that we worked on in collaboration with South Madison schools. So it was kind of the same people sitting at the table. So I think they, you know, I don't know, there's a good foundation there. So it was positive.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, those efforts are dominantly focused at South Madison County.
Correct. It is the South Madison corridor.
Yeah. Good.
And I'm assuming we'll get some kind of a report back from them just on the workshop piece.
I'm not sure. I would think so.
Yeah, just like a summary of all the, yeah.
Summary.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting to look at for you guys.
We could include that in our minutes or some way for us to see all
So
that.
glad that they are talking to each other instead of the constituents.
All right, very good. Yeah, next up, Alan Kilburn has a presentation he wants to show. Just a minute here as we get the tech lined up, but should all be here.
Well, while she's doing that, I'll state my name and address. Name's Alan Kilburn. I live at 5614 West State Street Road here in Anderson. Before I roll into that real heavy, I was wondering, has the land actually been purchased yet, or for the what I call the John Johnson old property, 400 West? Have you got a?
The county is not purchasing the property, the developer is. They have a letter of intent, I believe, executed, but we are not involved in those discussions.
Okay.
So they are working through that process.
Okay. Now you're gonna have to bear with me because it's been years since I did presentations.
We appreciate you
We're
coming.
low pressure.
We would like to give you a brief history of what has occurred along White River since we moved in. We would also like to suggest ways to build boat ramps that have planned maintenance and surveillance cameras at your proposed anchor parks, so the parks are safe and place to go to do not become dumping grounds. This is a picture of what my neighbor did to the property in 1984. Okay, could you go to the next one there? And on down the river basically, this was typical from Muncie down to Indianapolis. Next picture. Our son completed an Eagle project in 1998.
Interrupting, but I can't hear anything that's on the, it looks like the commissioner's tape thing is muted.
I got you.
Now we got it, we're good.
That's the attorney on the phone, sorry guys.
Oh, okay.
It was not God talking to us.
Our son completed an Eagle project in 1998, cleaning the river from around 200 west to 400 west.
Which is your anchor park.
The scouts took out over 350 tires in a 2-mile stretch. This photo was taken where you want to build an anchor park at 400 west. John Johnson owned the property at that time and had problems with theft of his generator, vandalism of the tractor and cabin, and multiple breaks-ins to his buildings. We are stating this so you are aware that the location of 400 West has been an area of theft and vandalism has occurred for several years. By opening it up to the public may result in more theft if a good surveillance system is not put in place. Could we go to the next picture there?
Wait,
Can I ask
I have
a
a question.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get rid of the 350 tires? Like was it over a year or was it over a couple months? Like how
No,
long?
What happened was, before he did this project, he had to work with the county to make sure he could get rid of the tires. Well, the county thought he'd have a dozen or 2 dozen. So they actually sent out a front-end loader and dump trucks, and within 3 days they had all those tires
Oh
out
my
of there.
gosh.
Yeah, we were really shocked. 350 tires is,
That is so crazy.
Do you know that was the first time they'd been removed?
yeah,
So that would have been a buildup from
like,
for
decades.
dozens of years, decades,
Yeah.
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 Wow.
That's
Yes.
incredible.
Well, at the White River cleanup, sorry not to interrupt, but at White River cleanup just a handful of weeks ago, was 125 more tires that came out over a 3-mile stretch.
Right, in the same area.
Same area.
Same area.
Wow. Wow.
So- Yeah.
Thanks, let's just throw a
A lot of people.
Sure, yeah.
25 people.
Yeah. Well, after the fish kill, John Bundy contacted me because he knew I did river cleanups and I had access points to White River. He made arrangements to take me and him, the local DNR CO, and a person from IDEM in an airboat to see where catfish could be placed in deep holes in the river. We marked the locations that were selected, and my scout troop carried the fish from the trucks where they could park to the river. Money from the fish kill settlement built boat launches in Madison, Hamilton, and Marion counties. Okay, the next picture. This picture shows part of a stolen car that I found under State Road 13. The owner had been murdered and the car was cut up and thrown into the river to destroy any DNA evidence. However, the police were able to find a VIN number and trace it back to the owner, then to the murder scene. The picture on the right shows Mrs. Lamb helping clean the riverbank in Perkinsville. She loaded 7 40-yard dumpsters that had been paid for with fish kill money. The trash has been thrown on the riverbank at local dumping area for many years. She donated her time and bulldozer to make the area clean, and it remains clean today.
Okay, and how cool is she that she's driving a bulldozer and donated?
Right.
Like, that's a cool lady.
Yeah, you guys know where Bungee's is at?
Yeah.
That area was in front of Bungee's. All that area was a huge dumping area, and she cleaned it all up.
Wow.
But
Okay,
yeah,
and you helped solve a murder?
Hmm?
I said, and you helped solve a murder?
I didn't.
You got the car out?
Yeah, well, I didn't know what it was when I took the car out.
That's amazing. You need to write a book.
Right.
Like
Okay.
your stories of the river.
We're ready for the next one there. Okay, the fish kill provided, let's see. No, to make people realize what White River needs to help to be a beautiful waterway, my troop would make parade floats to bring publicity to what we were doing, and the floats were taken to local parades during their festivals. That one was up at Franklin that year, I think it was. But that way the people could see that we were actually pulling tires out of the river. Ready for the next one there. The fish kill provided money to groups willing to clean the river. I applied and was awarded funds. There were stricter stipulations that the money had to be used for cleaning the river. Part of the money was used to pay for removing old cars that had been pushed into the river. That's at a person's house, and they pushed a car into the river, so the people allowed me to go down the river and hook onto it and then pull the car out. Next slide there. I contacted the LaPel and Franklin football coaches and asked if the White River Watchers paid for canoes, if the teams would like to have a contest to see which team could remove the most trash.
I love that.
They both agreed and have been cleaning the river for a number of years. This year, though, they got rained out, so that if you'll advance, I'll show you what they do. This is what they've done. Keep going there, another one. Okay, and another one. Another one. They pulled out 75 in that day, which is less than what we did last week or so. Another one there.
This is my favorite.
Gets a little muddy out there.
Yeah. The next one. Now, they got 75 tires and they still enjoyed it. Next one. Now, the Lapel girls volleyball team has decided they want to compete against the football team. So this year they started up at Walbridge Park and did a 3-mile stretch. Okay, the next one there. You recognize that guy?
This is her husband.
Smiling.
But that is just upstream from where your anchor park's going to be, and a total of 163 tires have been pulled out of Madison County so far this year. Okay, ready for the next one. Log jams are a normal part of waterways, however they cause danger to canoers and need to be cut out of the way. Next one there. And this is just a photo of a start of one. Next one there. When you're canoeing, can you see the bald eagle on the left-hand side there? The next picture, please. He has a nest. You can see the nest. Can you see his head on the right-hand lower there?
Nests are huge, too.
Yeah. And the fish kill money paid for Riverbend Park in Anderson. However, the city of Anderson has not maintained the park, and the next few photos will show you how people now use it for dumping grounds. There's a gate that's supposed to be able to shut, and it won't shut. Next one there. And they haven't maintained the road. They did last month, finally.
Yeah, put a little more gravel down there.
Yeah, and then they have four-wheeling problems that each year we pull out about that amount of trash from that park. I mean, take a look at that size of that dumpster and how much trash gets thrown in that each year. And the next one, I can't understand why anyone would do that, but they drug a stump to the entrance
Off a sycamore.
and dumped it there. Now, but what kind of mentality would do that?
I mean, and that takes effort.
Yeah. Yeah. On a positive note, though, Hamilton County Parks have done a good job with their boat ramps, and this dedication to John Bundy shows what can be done.
Do you guys know who John Bundy is?
I do not.
He made the
It was called the White River Rescue after the fish kill.
Okay.
He decided he was going to redo the river. So he went to the boat show and raised money, and
he sold ducks. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. We were watching the news the other night, and the governor has one of his ducks on his mantle.
Like
Their
a wooden
nation
decoy
won.
duck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
they're John Bundy branded on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I have heard of that. Okay.
Mhm. If you want one, they're at the Mercantile right
Yeah.
now. They're only $300. Just a minute.
Next one then.
But he was a special person for the river.
That they built this area to honor him, and that's where kids in Hamilton County can fish from the riverbank there. So,
It's what you guys are trying to do.
yeah.
Well, this history is, I'm sorry, you're still.
No, that's okay.
I just want to say that.
Okay, next picture there. Okay, the next photo shows a dangerous log jam. This log jam is referred to as a sweep because a kayaker or canoer can be swept sideways beside the log, and then the person capsizes and becomes trapped under their kayak or canoe. The current is usually so strong the person would need help to get out of the situation. If the person is alone, the outcome is usually a body recovery. This is why the log jams need to be addressed in Madison County. So this is the next If you see kind of straight ahead, the river goes under that log, and if you aren't quick enough to get to the right, you can be swept under it. Next one there. I would like to sum up my presentation by stating thousands of boat ramps have been built and are maintained successfully in the USA. As ARPA board members, you need to make sure the following items are addressed, and safety issues need to be addressed. This means log jams need to be looked at, surveillance cameras are installed, and the area is controlled. And the last one is money available to maintain the work. Does anyone in the room have any questions?
That was awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes. That was really cool.
Our purpose was to make you aware that the log jams are very important if you're going to put in a canoe ramp.
For sure.
They go together.
Yes.
And it's something we've discussed loosely. It feels like, you know, obviously as a new department, it isn't technically our responsibility yet. And I don't know that it's hard to know exactly whose responsibility, if anybody's, it is to clear the river in its entirety. Yeah. But it's obviously a super pertinent issue.
Well, part of the thing too is you started off with a bike trail.
Right.
And now you're canoeless.
Trail. Yeah.
So
Well,
it changes the dynamics of the place.
Well, and it's helpful to have that perspective of, you know, we are advocates for recreation, and so, you know, what role do we play in helping to make sure there's resources available to help with those issues that you're talking about?
We do know in Hamilton County, the Lafayette Trace, they have cameras to be able to know who's doing damage or who's not supposed to be there, or so there's all kinds of places and things to address.
Yep.
You know?
How incredible. Your story is just great, and like to be able to do that with your kid is just so cool too. So
we've lived on the river since '82. So you've seen it get better, literally get better.
Yeah.
You know, because we're only 3 miles from what happened. We were discussing that yesterday. Our water, is it still damaged? I don't know. Our well, I don't know.
You think about how much chemicals they had to dump in that river to kill 55 miles, total fish kill for 55 miles.
Was that in 97, 98, 98? I had just moved to Indiana at that time, but I was in Terre Haute, so I just caught the tail end of that. I didn't
Zach's
know.
cleanup was right before that.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think that's why we were allowed to take kids
Yeah.
with us into the water and whatnot. But what's really cool is you see these kids, they come back at us now and they're 18, 30. I just loved, and you just go, all right. You know.
Do we know how many major log jams are along the White River right now? I mean, just do even Anderson?
I can't answer that.
Or west of Anderson?
We don't. And Rob and I have dealt with this in both of our careers since we've been here. The problem is that there's not an entity responsible for that.
Okay.
So if they're up against a bridge, then we can address them from the funds that we have available. If it's on a regulated drain, then the surveyor's office can address them. But there's so many that fall into this gap area that there's not a source of funding or resources to address. And that's one of the things that we've been discussing as a board is how do we structure something to be able to address them, because they are very dangerous, especially the ones that you can't see and that could potentially be problematic that way.
And with you putting in canoe launches, it's important that you might be able to see what can happen along those lines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
you for the presentation.
No problem.
That was very cool. Thank you so much.
I just want to thank Ben for the tires he removed. He removed several.
He went with us on our last week.
One of many people there. I mean, honestly, it was a good day. It was a lot of fun.
We had good weather.
We'll be back out. Yeah.
When you guys do these tire removals and stuff like that each year, there's always so many. Are you able to tell? It's like, okay, these are really old ones that are just now coming to the point we can get them out, or are these all brand new?
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had brand new ones. For some reason.
Well, I say brand new, like within the last year or two.
Recently dumped.
Recently
dumped. No, most of them for some reason work their sails into the ground, and then when there's a flood, they for some reason come back up.
Wow.
Of the 163 tires, there might have been one that was in there less than a year. The others, you can tell they have green grass, or not grass, but moss growing on them, and you know, you can tell they've been in there for several years.
But some of the guys were commenting, I don't know that much about cars, but they were commenting that some of the tire sizes aren't even made anymore. Like they've clearly been in there for decades.
That's the thing with tire removal, you know, people can get in there and pull those out, but with these log jams, you know, that's just where it's different. You just can't get in the, you know, you have to have equipment.
Yeah.
And it just costs so much money.
Well, and there's not a lot of contractors that can do it safely. And that's one part of what we're running into is the ones that we have along the bridges, being able to get a contractor to commit to doing it for a reasonable price and then follow through with doing it. It's not the kind of work they want to do either. There's other work that's more profitable and more aligned with their overreaching goals. And so it's hard to get somebody. We just did the one yesterday, I think it was. They were out working on the one that's up by Frisch's, just north of town, and they were supposed to have done that 2 months ago. Like on a Friday, we heard we're going to be out on Monday, and then nothing for 2 months. So it's difficult to navigate that process.
Mm-hmm.
So. But it's important, and we appreciate you bringing that up and reiterating it. So. I love hearing the history, though.
Yeah, that was cool. So thanks.
Hi, Mrs. Summers, Alexandria. I just have a few questions.
Please, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No, that's my fault.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to write mine up.
I got you. It's okay.
You were on the agenda, Alan.
Yeah, you are on the agenda.
So how does the Parks Board expect to have funding when the state bill has already decreased? How is that even possible?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously this is new information that
So
we're
this
trying
is
to.
more of a want than a need for the taxpayers of Madison County, because we're already so taxed to the gills that this is something that we don't really need. We don't need this.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, no, I think parks definitely exists on the peripheral of what is essential for a county. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. I know that the county itself is going to have to make a lot of cuts. We do not have a reoccurring revenue stream from the tax fund as it sits. As a parks department, we haven't been worked into that whole system yet. So, and to that end, since the beginning, we have anticipated funding ourselves, at least to a degree, through grants and through outside funding sources. So now we're going to be looking at those things even harder.
So how are you going to be able to police this area? Because they won't, the county won't even give the sheriff's department the $400,000 that they need in order to protect all of us. Because Perkinsville is a county.
It's not an incorporated community.
Right. So how is that? If we don't, and we lose the officers that are willing and are wanting to leave if they don't get their raise. So, and again, like how much money is this developer going to charge the citizens of Madison County in order to purchase this?
Well, let's back up. This is a grant funding, so that's already been, it's already a done deal. There's money already in a pot of funds and it's getting paid for.
Okay, so then how much money did the developer pay for the 50+ acres?
They haven't purchased it yet, just said that there's a letter of intent, so it's not been done yet.
Okay,
No, that's part of their contract that they are dealing with, and we don't approve how much it's getting funded for or paid for.
Well, that's going to be a lot of money. If it's more than,
they have to do it within the
$400,000.
They have to do it within the contract that we have with them. So if it's over and they lose money on it, that's on them. It's not on us.
Oh, if it's more than $400,000,
but they can't.
What's $400,000?
Like if it's going to cost more than $400,000 to purchase the 50 acres, then that's going to deplete the $4 million that we've already got in our fund.
So what you need to understand is the contract with the BOT
Build,
developer
operate, transfer.
Build, operate, transfer. It's a guaranteed maximum price, okay? And so it's structured so that is the amount, that's the cap on the contract.
With the cap between the county and the developer.
So how do I find that out?
Let me finish. The contract, this is all public knowledge and has been discussed. It's a guaranteed maximum price. There's a lot of contracts that are structured this way now. We have a base level of build out at that site.
Mhm.
That includes, and I'm going off memory here, but it includes the driveway, parking area, boat ramp, and a few other things. And then that's estimated to be this amount, but it could be higher, it could be lower. And
So where's that funds gonna come from?
as
The
I'm
ARPA
saying-
funds.
Let me finish, please. Let me finish, okay? We've got this $4 million cap, or excuse me, $3.6 million cap on the BOT. There's a portion of it designated to this pot, there's a portion of it designated to additional amenities. So if the base price is higher than that, then it digs into the, it takes from the additional amenities. So there's less picnic tables or something along those lines. But it doesn't go above the $3.6 million. And it does not matter what they have paid for the property, it all falls within that $6 million.
Okay, so let me just say, okay, there's a piece of property that's just east of where I live in Alexandria, and it's not even an acre of land, and they want $80,000 for this piece of property. So you mean to tell me that for 50 plus acres, you're gonna get that for $3.6 million?
We are not purchasing it, the developer
Oh,
is, and
that's
we have a
okay.
contractor with the developer
Okay.
and they took that risk.
Okay, so then how much is it gonna cost the taxpayers of Madison County to purchase this back from this developer?
That's not-
Oh, he's
That's
just
not part
gonna,
of
he's
it.
just gonna donate it?
Oh, we
You have to
we
understand the
You need to
BOT
understand how
transfer.
The BOT, the built operate transfer process works.
Okay.
The county purchases a completed park or a park from them at the end. And that is the $3.6 million.
And how much,
All
so
of
that's
that
all of
works.
the 50 acres?
Yes.
And all the amenity within it, and the
Yes.
construction and the build
Yes.
out, yeah.
Yes.
And that's why we've hired them early in the process, so that we can be as accurate in these pricing assessments as we move forward. Because to me too, these are big numbers, these are new numbers, and to the degree that, I've never spent $4 million on something before or managed that, so we're all learning these processes. But the reason we went with this BOT technique over other methods is to be sure that
To be good
we
stewards
have-
of our funding.
yeah, and the people that are going to be building it and the people that are knowing what these things cost are involved early in the process to be sure that it isn't going to cost us any more than the money we have.
And we know we don't necessarily have that skill set to do the negotiation and do all these parts and pieces, so that's why we went with the build, operate, transfer, because we do have limited staff and all the other reasons that you would pick a build, operate, transfer, and that's the beauty of going that route on how we decided to do this.
So Ben, so you and your brother have a canoe business, correct?
No.
You don't have, you're not in with it at all?
Not at all, no. I guess we
So,
can
but your
discuss
bro-
this publicly
but
if we
your
want.
brother is.
My
the one-
brother owns a business,
Okay, so
yes.
isn't like this part, like,
To be totally honest with you, my brother bought a business and he did that without me knowing about it until he was ready to do it. It's got nothing to do with me. My brother has worked in the outdoor industry for decades. He, has done many things like this. He bought a property it's in Brookville, Indiana, further south. I was there this weekend enjoying the facility. I have no financial involvement.
And you should really look into the definition of conflict of interest, because what you're insinuating is not appropriate. And I think we're done taking public comment for the day.
oh, that's fine.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it, thank you.
Do we have any other public comment?
I thought you were done. With you. We can do a adjournment of the meeting, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Adjourned.
Alan, that was really amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me.
It's interesting to put it together when you have two people who don't know what they're doing.
Well, you did well.
Let's try this.
Presentation.
Yeah, that worked. And then you gotta say, okay, how did I do that? So I do it again.
I understand. Well, I was 100%.
Well, I was just wondering because I know that, I mean,
Well, that's why he decided you've changed
Do you know
from
what a
bike
regi-
path to a.
Yeah, do you know what a registration is? Okay. So I have no financial involvement.
You look at the.
I have no ownership in involvement. I have no way to make money. Like, what's the?
Greenways and routes.
Oh, the green
Am I
way.
wrong?
Yes, Greenway is the path.
Yes, I'm with you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
I appreciate
I'm
that.
happy, like I say, I'm happy to. This is my business that I own. This is a property owning company. Excuse me. My father owns.
He has a special tool.
This is my bike shop business, and this is a business my brother owns. Because my family, I grew up in Cincinnati, Milford, Cincinnati area. And to that end, my brother's address, my dad's address,
So you all live on the same property? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So how can you all have the same address and then not live at the same place?
I don't have any of these addresses. I mean, this is my bike shop address.
Right, but you just said that you, your dad, and your brother all have this. You all have the same address in Ohio.
I lived with my dad and my brother growing up. My dad owns
Okay, so I lived with my mom and dad, and I have a separate address than them. So why is it on that you guys are all in it together?
So if you look at if you zoom out slightly on any of these companies, you can see ownership and registered agents, and those are
Okay, so
separate
that says
lists.
your name as a registered agent.
Yes, not as an owner.
Okay, but you're still an agent on it.
Right. Yes.
So what?
That's totally fine.
No, it's not, because that means that you have an interest in this.
It means I can receive mail.
Okay, so you still have interest in this.
Okay, so just for the sake of the dialogue here,
Sure.
if I did and was like, how or why would that?
Because it's your family member.
Okay. But what's the?
It's your family member. And you're on this board because you're on this board, and that's your family member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What's so hard to understand about that?
What money that we are spending as a parks board has the
Because
potential to go to him or me?
Because you are the one that's on the parks board, and your brother and your family are the one that owns this company. So just like Canoe Country, so just like Canoe Country over in Delaware County.
Yeah.
Okay, they are an established company, and so they have that's a family-owned business. You are on the parks board. Your family will end up eventually wanting to put a canoe or a kayaking business on this river. Am I right? No. Don't even go there. Yes, I understand that.
But if it did, so let's say I do. Let's say I do want to open up a Canoe Country or something similar to Canoe Country, and I want to do it right here in Madison County.
Was it that a conflict of interest?
It would only become a conflict of interest legally if we as a parks board wanted to contract with them. If we wanted to spend money with that business, then that would be a conflict of interest.
So doesn't that business have to go and get a business license in the county that it's in?
You'd register with this state, yeah. But I wouldn't, as a parks board member, I would have no ability to affect that one way or another. And to go all the way, let's just say I do, if I were to register a business, obviously that would be very transparent. Everybody
Thank
would
you,
see
ma'am.
that
I appreciate you. It is. It's very funny. It smells very funny, just like the fish, like a dead fish.
Okay.
It does.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate your time too. Thank you. And so am I. I'm here and videoing and making sure that the citizens of Madison County need to know exactly what's happening. I have. It's okay. I will. I have. I know exactly what. Yeah. Well, obviously you have some kind of interest in it. Yes, you do.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, you do.
Inexpensive to have people go down with equipment to pull